Today I'm going to try and put this into this in there somewhere. I've wanted to do this for forever, and I'm just gonna get involved. Will a Strymon Dig fit in a Nord lead too? So for my first trick, I'm just going to take this apart and see what it looks like. Presumably friendly. Okay, that's everything I'm done. Probably. Very nice. So I've been using a Nord Lead 2 for forever. I think it's the best thing ever. Go and get one. But only problem with it, otherwise it's perfect, it doesn't have built-in effects. Until now. Oh, I'm just going to pause for a second, have a word from my sponsors. Initial impressions, quite a lot going on in here, but it's quite shallow. It needs to be quite shallow to fit in there. Before I carry on, just want to have a quick shout out to Strymon Warranty. I hear they do great things. A little plastic lovely in there, holding the top and bottom together. I think once that's out, possible to pop this out, I think. Why would I do this? Different to what I'm used to, but what I'm used to, that's funny. That's now separate. That should just pop out. Right. 1, 2. I mean, if I could stick the lights through, that would be lovely, but it's not essential. For the sake of right now, I'm just going to pop that off. I'm sure they're the same code. Now, something I've noticed I watch a lot of YouTube this is what I've done videos, but I don't think people talk enough about the immediate regret of taking apart something that was quite expensive and looked quite nice. And probably how much effort this is actually going to be. So much effort. Right, some time has passed. Here's some cable I've stripped and prepared to attach to that board. Here I am soldering quickly. Using the top of the pedal as a template, I drew some holes onto the Nord. I was just getting the drill out. Using the template I made a bunch of holes in the top of the Nord. It's a little bit rough, but I'm going to give it a file. We're in. It's the next day. Quite a bit more drilling than I was expecting. No, I did about as much drilling as I was expecting. It was just a lot noisier and worse. I think the drill bits are blunt. So, project update. These don't fit yet. Still got bits. All the bits are out. Its insides fit. I smell okay. Top part of the pedal mounted. Quite nice. And the buttons have come through. I don't know why I wrote on it with marker pen. I'll take that off. I haven't even cleaned it. And then it's just a case of fitting the second part. Second half of said delay pedal. It's a little bit deeper. It's just this bit, getting that in there. This is going to go underneath, and I'm going to put a slight change of plan. There wasn't a plan, actually. Here I've started cutting a bit of the bottom of the keyboard out to make some space. We'll find out in the edit of this first talking to camera video. It'll either be cut this relief out, measured it up, or it's, I don't know what I was thinking. I'm kind of going with the flow on this. Top board is in here. You'll notice there's actually not much inside this keyboard. This is why this is going to work. I'm going to do some filing. Let's try and make it look nice. Need to get these little lovelies in, and at the moment I haven't got a drill bit big enough to push them through, so hopefully I can just file it out. Yeah, like and subscribe. So I've cut this recess out the back here. I did a horrible initial job with that. Then I tried to multi-tool it. Multi-tool is, like myself, not particularly good at anything, but it'll have a go. I like to use custom molded JH Audio Roxanne IEMs as earplugs when I'm doing drilling. The back of the keyboard was a bit wonky, so I took a hammer and a bit of MDF to straighten it out again. And then I tidied it up with the Hoover. Next up, I'm going to take the board, or half the board, out of the actual keyboard. I need to get audio left, right, into the delay pedal, and then we just come out of the delay pedal. Top tip, always get a little tray or piece of paper. Piece of paper is really handy. White piece of paper, and you could draw on where nuts and bolts have come from. And provided you don't trip up on it later, get it off the table, forget it exists, it's actually really handy putting stuff back together. You know where it is? I have just discovered these outputs, jack output, these have little lids on. So I am just going to go in the top, solder into there, which is really nice because I thought I was going to have to solder to the bottom, which is a lot more fiddly and there's not much to really purchase there. We're getting somewhere. So full disclosure for this mod, this is my favourite keyboard, and I really hope it survives it. But I do have another one. I bought a broken one off a man in Brighton, and it mostly works. So between them, I think we're good. Unless I try to build this one into that one. I'm sticking this back in because I worked out I actually don't need to solder into the bottom, which is brilliant. So I'm just going to go in the top and have a little cable trailing. The only thing I'm slightly worried about is getting interference with the cable inside. I might stick the cable underneath if there's room. Is there room? Maybe. Underneath here instead of by this. This is what's going to cause the noise. Little transformer. If this works, it's going to be great. A lot of the motivations for doing this are just saving time setting up, especially when doing wedding gigs. My thoughts always are, how can I do the best job possible, genuinely? Break character for a second, genuinely. I want to do a really good job, but I only ever have enough time to do a really horrible job. And that's the battle. Unfortunately, something deep within me just doesn't allow me to do a quick bodge job of things. Not including this. I mean, this is definitely a bodge. Right, no one needs to know I took the whole thing apart and wasted half an hour. You're joining me looking at this for the first time, and I've noticed I can just pop these little lids off. So I'm just going to do that. I don't want to waste time taking the back off. I don't need to. Something I'm slightly concerned about is interference. There isn't usually unbalanced audio going across the transformer in the middle. So I'm just going to drop the key bed out now and see if either there is a hole or there's a little hole or channel I can make just to pop the cable underneath the keys, which will miss out that transformer, which is noisy. Next up, this is the left-right dry out of the synth, which is going to go into the left-right in of the delay pedal. This is just a bit it should be fine. It's nothing too complicated. This is just the first soldering onto the actual Nord, which, you know, should be all right, but I'm just quite attached to it. I was literally hacksawing it earlier. So. Top tip, if you want to put stuff back in the right order, put little arrows on it or little question marks on it if you don't know. Here I'm measuring and carefully cutting to size the cable. I had to get it right because it was my only length of stereo cable left and I didn't want to order any more because I wouldn't want to wait for it. I have hardwired the left and right outputs. There's your ground and that's your tip and sleeve. Left and right. Strain relief, cable relief comes out there. I can't believe I put this on and did it up. I even did it up quite tight, thinking that this is the final. Did this last night. I was so pleased that it fit. I didn't even clean it. I haven't even filed it. Let's get that off. And there we go. Right, I mean, that gives me the opportunity to tidy that mess up. That was a late night. Oh, let's just smash a hole through it. Don't really need that hole. So that's kind of annoying, but we're here now. If I was going to do this again, I'd go out and get some fresh drill bits. I didn't want to do the 10 trips to screw fix. I didn't have a drill bit big enough, so I've just butchered these holes. But hopefully, with a washer on top, you won't really see it. And then I haven't offered these up with the keyboard, so this is something scary to do. We'll do it all together. I will do it all together. You're not doing anything, you're just watching, if you're watching. Like and subscribe. To what? I know. Having filed down all the holes, here I am fitting the top of the circuit board to the keyboard. Right, step one, reassembly. We have top everything in there, holes for the output jacks. That's it in there. Of course I haven't tested it. I'm just assuming it's going to work. Right, does it fit? The bottom was so tight, this took ages. So I'm just connecting the back. I only need those two outputs because remember that is hardwired. That one's hardwired, that's left and right. It's a bit mucky, but I need to give it a clean. It just about fits. Continuing on my lap. Now, I'm not going to go as far as like follow your dreams, but I say pursue your silly ideas. Because they might work. Home stretch, I think. Everything's in, everything fits. Everything fits. Oh, there's some regrets. It looks a bit rough. There is a hole in the back of the keyboard and an extra. This one is a switch. I'm never going to use the switch, but I might fit some sort of brush to go over that. I'm going to use some tape to hide my sins. Probably just use tape for now. Forever. But yeah, that's your outputs. Completely untested, and there's no power yet. Whoops. I've got to remember the lid doesn't quite open anymore because there's loads of stuff. You shouldn't need to open the lid to the keyboard all the time, really, should you? Let's get some power. Do I think it'll work? Yes. I've skipped a couple of steps of the wiring inside because no one needs to see that. But it's all right. Right, it's the moment of truth. Let's try some power. I forgot to drill holes for the lights in it. Oh, well, I know it's on. Slight oversight on that, but does it work? Right. And at what point doesn't it work is the thing. It doesn't work. I took the whole thing apart. I even unsoldered everything. Guitar pedals usually come on when you put your jack lead in. I just needed to break that connection and convince the pedal to stay on. Many hours have passed. Done it. A little bit of white spirit and a rag to clean it up. Get rid of the initial horrible marker pen I rushed on. Don't know why I did that. And here I'm using my label maker to make some little labels up. Here I'm sticking said labels. Eventually I'd like to put some nice printed vinyl on here, but for now I've put a little bit of marker pen. So now I've got my built-in Strymon stereo delay in my synth. I was really keen to get out for a gig that evening. Here's how that went.